While the attacks and counterattacks between Israel and Hezbollah continue today, Israeli jets have launched more strikes into the city of Beirut, and Hezbollah says it has released a new kind of rocket into northern Israel. The latest fighting follows a massive Israeli bombardment yesterday that left more than 550 people dead and more than 1,800 injured. As Israeli assaults continue, its military is again warning Lebanese civilians to leave the south, and subsequently tens of thousands of people are now on the move. Hezbollah said it is targeting Israeli military sites, including what it called an explosives factory. With the two sides on the brink of an all-out war, Washington is now sending more U.S. troops into the region. CBC's Crystal Gamansing is in London following the developments for us. Crystal, what's the latest?
Well, Natasha, we have seen more strikes in Lebanon. This time it was a densely populated neighborhood, a suburb in southern Beirut that was hit. Israel calling it a targeted strike. Israel Defense Forces, in fact, now saying that they have eliminated Hamas's missiles unit chief. This is an individual the IDF claims to be Ibrahim Kubaisi. We have not independently verified that. That information coming directly from the IDF just a short time ago. Israel's military chief Herzi Halevi saying that Israel has to keep accelerating and attacking Hezbollah, that Hezbollah cannot be given a break. Of course, Hezbollah, for context here, is the militant group in Lebanon that is backed by Iran. Now, Hezbollah is also attacking Israel. We saw strikes in the north, Kiryat Shimona, for example, one community that was hit. So this is really ratcheted up over the past 24 hours, the intensity of these aerial exchanges, and that is deeply concerning. We heard directly from the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres about that.
Gaza is a non-stop nightmare that threatens to take the entire region with it. Look no further than Lebanon. We should all be alarmed by the escalation. Lebanon is at the brink. The people of Lebanon, the people of Israel, and the people of the world cannot afford Lebanon to become another Gaza.
Now, exactly what is happening in Lebanon, health officials saying that so far in the past 24 hours, the death toll, and this number is changing, now sitting at 564. This is something leaders around the world are deeply concerned with. They are pushing forward, trying to come up with a diplomatic solution, and that is a priority of the United States as well as U.S. President Joe Biden.
Full-scale war is not in anyone's interest. Even if the situation has escalated, a diplomatic solution is still possible. In fact, it remains the only path to lasting security to allow the residents from both countries to return to their homes and the border safely. And that's what we're working tirelessly to achieve.
Israeli officials saying that what they are doing is in defense of Israeli citizens, that they had been taking preemptive strikes, saying Hezbollah was attacking them. Therefore, they needed to defend themselves. Natasha.
Crystal, let's take a deeper look at exactly what's taking place in southern Lebanon. You've been on the phone and in contact with UN officials. What do we know about what appears to be an emptying out of the region?
Well, there are tens of thousands of people who are making their way north, going to the capital as one example. But the displacement we're seeing is a concern. I got a statement from the UN Refugee Agency. They say, obviously, the humanitarian consequences of this activity is devastating. We're also hearing from the spokesperson of the Office of the UN High Commission for Human Rights. And it's in particular that they are concerned with the strikes in Lebanon, despite the fact that Israel is saying they warned people. There were phone calls, there were text messages, there were leaflets telling people to get away from any potential sites where Hezbollah was operating. This spokesperson says that might not be enough. An investigation is needed.
International humanitarian law, if you warn people of an imminent attack, that does not absolve you of the responsibility to protect civilians. The obligation to protect civilians is paramount. So whether you've sent out a warning telling civilians to flee doesn't make it okay to then strike those areas knowing full well that the impact on civilians will be huge.
Throughout the day, we have seen images of roads packed from the south to the north as people try to leave some of these areas and search for safety. In Beirut, a number of schools, universities, they are being converted to shelters to house displaced individuals. But at this point, Lebanese officials are saying they really just don't have the services needed for these sort of numbers of people.
CBC's Crystal Gamansing in London, thank you.